This episode is brought to you by KPMG. Making an impact is how KPMG helps make the difference. KPMG applies advanced tools and strategic thinking to convert data into actionable knowledge and deliver value by improving performance through transformation, modernizing processes with technology, harnessing the power of data, navigating complex M&A transactions, and enhancing trust among stakeholders. Go to kpmg.us/advisory to learn more. KPMG. Make the difference.
Once upon a mundane morning, Barb's day got busy without warning. A realtor in need of an open house sign. No, 50 of them, and designed before 9.
My head hurts.
Any mighty tools to help with this plight? Aha! Barb made her move. She opened Canva and got in the groove.
Bulk creating Canva sheets. Create 50 signs fit for suburban streets.
Done in a click, all complete.
Sweet!
Now, imagine what your dreams can become when you put imagination to work at canva.com.
Nearly half of Gen Z job seekers believe AI has rendered their college degrees irrelevant. Irrelevant. And my language. All right, I get it. I understand all that. But whatever happened to taking accountability, staying up to date, and fucking learning? Like, what? Why are we? Why is Gen Z? When did they grab? Up until what? Like 2010, 2012?
Yep.
You have had a lot of time to learn.
Plenty.
And now. What's going on, everybody? Ryan Leary, William Tincup here with another episode of The Barf. Mr. William, what's going on?
Brother, it's Sunday, and it's a fun day, and we are headed to ERE Recruiting Innovation Summit the early part of this week for Chatterworks. I'm excited.
It's going to be fun, man. You know what?
I can't wait to report back.
Yeah, I haven't been to an ERE in... Gosh, I feel like
it's 13, 12, maybe.
No, it hasn't been that long. We have a photo together. It's me, you. I think it's Tim Sackett and Shane Gray.
Yes.
You put the filter on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I look good in that photo.
I think I'll use that as a headshot.
I keep it around. So, but that was at that wasn't an ERE. That was something from ERE.
That was yes, it was something. They bought another conference.
Yeah.
And it was down in Palm Beach.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see everybody. This is going to be a good one. And we get to hang out with the folks over at Chatterworks. So we're podcasting live in their booth. So if you're listening to this, you still have time to get your tickets. If not, you can see us there. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. The whole thing, again, we haven't traveled this year. So, but we've got some travel coming up over the next.
We got a lot of travel coming up.
A lot of stuff coming up. But at the same time, it's like this will be fun because I haven't been to that ERE event or an ERE event, SourceCon or Town 42 since that one, and that wasn't like a real ERE event. Like the old ERE expos over in March, those were fantastic events.
Yeah, I'm excited because I get to see some of the old people that I haven't seen in a while from the sourcing side who will be there. So it's actually going to be a fun event. It won't be like your typical HR techs and stuff like that where you're just there to work. We're actually going to see people and actually talk.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so it'll be good. That's a limited series. That'll come out in a couple of weeks. It'll be a limited series, another show for the network. So all good, man.
All right, you want to kick us off? Let's do it.
I do. Are you and Erica, are y'all White Lotus people?
I've never seen it. I've been told to watch it like 90 times, and I just have not.
Okay, so I don't want to ruin it for you.
You can ruin it. I'm not going to watch it.
It might be the best TV show ever made.
How did the name just doesn't run it for me?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the name. Seriously.
Yeah,
Chicago Fire. Like, what does that mean? Names don't mean anything.
It's fire. Like,
great. Well, here's the thing. There's 3 seasons, and each season they do it in a different location. And it's a new cast, by and large. They might have one person carry over, 2 people. So, like, the first one was in Hawaii, second one was in Italy, third one was in, I think, Thailand. And so, like, they're different. Like, structurally, they're different. But essentially, it happens at a resort. There's a death at the beginning. You don't see the person die, but there's a death, and then you work backwards to that.
Got it.
And what fascinated me about this story about the White Lotus is the producer and director basically said everybody's the same. They had A-listers. And when you look at the credits, they roll in alphabetical order. So you could be, this is your first film or first TV show. If your last name's A, you're going to the top. What's fascinating, you know who Walter Goggins is?
No clue.
Kind of got like a Southern accent. He's been on, Justified, all kinds of stuff. Anyhow, he would be considered an A-lister. Woody Harrelson would be considered an A-lister, right? They all make the same amount of money. So it's $40,000 an episode.
Good.
Doesn't matter if you're fresh out of college, fresh out of, acting school or whatever the bit, or one of these A-lister celebrities, $40,000. That's it. But the story for the audience is pay transparency, and also treating people equally. Out of Hollywood, the last place in the world that I would ever expect either of those two things to happen is amazing, because they state, here it is, $40,000. It's all over the internet, how much you make as an actor in White Lotus and what the billing is in terms of alphabetical order.
I'd have to dig into that deeper. I think Hollywood's different because people watch movies for specific actors and actresses, right? And I'm not going to watch a movie because William Tinkup's in it. Love you, but I ain't going to do it.
Fair enough.
But I'm going to go watch something maybe with The Rock or something like that.
Right.
Because I like it. So he should get, because he's going to be generating all that money for the show.
TV shows are different than movies. They have different budgets. And because this is a TV show, when Friends got to its most popular point, I believe they were all making $1 million an episode.
Yeah, it's a little over $1 million an episode.
Same with Seinfeld and things like that. And again, if everyone's making that money, I mean, Jerry was the draw on Seinfeld.
I didn't like.
You don't like Jerry Seinfeld?
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Oh my God!
His stand-up comedy is worse than the show.
Really?
Yeah, the show's not bad. I wasn't a fanatical fan. If it's on, I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah.
But his stand-up comedy, I don't get it. I just don't get his delivery.
I love it because it's observational. Why is that square not a rectangle? It's that type of stuff. He sees something, it looks off, or he doesn't understand it, and so he tells that story.
Yeah, sorry, Gary. Not a fan. Not a fan.
That's that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Go ahead. What do you got?
So this is an interesting story. So this is about a remote worker who is based in Georgia, KPMG former employee. She was let go. She was let go, but she was alleged that she was let go because she's African American. And the work that she was wanting to do or going to do, KPMG refused to assign her that they call them business opportunities, business opportunity, because they didn't want an African American as the face of that particular project. Now, here's the interesting piece. So
bad optics.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Okay, but I'm going to put that aside for a moment, because this is why I brought this to you. Because there's a lot of stories like this that we raise it.
Far too
many. This
was
a little different because she's based in Georgia. The company's based in New York. She was able to bring the lawsuit from Georgia as a remote worker to the company under New York law,
which is more pro-employee.
Which is normally not allowed.
Yeah.
Because she had the intent to relocate during that process, during her process of taking a role.
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
all of that stuff, there was opportunity for her to relocate to New York. The court said, they labeled it, this is what they said, it was intent and job location. So her intent was to, at some point, relocate to New York for the opportunity and or travel heavily to New York. Therefore, they gave her the opportunity to bring the suit under New York law.
This is going to be appealed. This is going to be appealed all the way to the Supreme Court.
They already have.
Yeah.
They have, and the judge put it back and said she's able to.
Yeah, I got that. But
it'll continue for sure. I think it's interesting. I don't think it sets precedent because she had intent to move. And if
not
you're
a lot
just
of people
remote
do.
in PA, I can't sue the company under Texas law because I'm remote. That's not how that works. But we'll see what happens. I thought it was interesting.
It's weird to me that there are states that are business friendly or employer friendly and employee friendly. Like in California, it's employee friendly. It's employee friendly, and so is New York. There's other people in other states in between. So it's like that's almost like where you live, you get punished for or against. Because of where you live, which is terrible. All right, Gen Z is increasingly joining family businesses as white-collar job prospects cool. The share of small businesses employing adult child owners has doubled since 2018. So some of that could have been COVID numbers. And some of it is the job market. This is on the Wall Street Journal. And by the way, if you're back to the White Lotus thing for just a moment, I got that out of Cosmo. So reading an article in Cosmo, I felt pretty good about myself at that particular moment.
I'm proud of you.
I feel good. So, first of all, family businesses, it's the background of the United States, like our background of the history of business in some ways. But what if you're, that, of course, reading that, then I think about my own family, and none of my uncles, nobody had a business. My dad worked for warehouse, he didn't have a business. My mom worked at the IRS, so she didn't have a business. So, what if uncles and aunts and extended cousins, none of them have a business? You're SOL at that level. You can't go get a job with family business. You've got to go out and then fight that fight. And so, so that's what you've got doubled since 2018.
Oh, I feel bad for them. I have a story later about Gen Z, which I contemplated not putting it in.
Oh no, never. Those are the ones that you got to put in.
I contemplate only because of what I'm going to say, right. and I know how it's going to come off. But it is what it is. I should probably go find it and bring it up. All right, so this is a really interesting. We talked about this deepfakes, right? We talked about it a couple of times. So there are two instances here. One is a North Korean operative. So North Korean operatives are using deepfakes to impersonate IT candidates in job interviews. Now, there's also a company in Palo Alto. It's called Palo Alto Networks. They revealed that a researcher purposely, this wasn't malicious.
They're the ones that created Siri, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they did this, not malicious, but they revealed that a researcher without prior image manipulation and experience successfully created a deep fake job applicant in 70 minutes, less than 70 minutes, and successfully completed job interviews live on video.
So
with,
for
real reputable companies.
For those that don't know, Palo Alto Networks been around forever. Hire near geniuses. Everyone that works there is smart. So first of all, that 70-minute bit, that's not a normal person. So just, check that off. They, of course, but it's fascinating because you and I talked to a company that works the other side of this.
Correct.
To prevent deep fakes. And he was telling us about all the stuff. 80% of the deep fakes are coming out of North Korea because they have farms that are doing all this type of stuff. And anything on the web can be hacked. So Zoom, Teams, anything like the Google Meet, all those things can be hacked. So any of the video interviewing, they can all be hacked if it has a W or HTTPS.
If you're using Zoom, you're just fucked. So forget it.
So, they can get, and because they have the facial, they can make your facial, and they can do all that stuff. Did you see the little video on Instagram about the baby? Where the baby was talking to the dog. You haven't seen this? So they're doing a podcast. So it's a baby, like the Gerber baby. Full on talking.
Is it talking about the parents and how their life is at home or something? I saw 10 seconds of it and then I forgot to go back.
No, genius level, because the dog's talking too. Yeah. And literally moving its lips and the whole bit. When you look at it, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, I got to go back and see.
That's legit. So, I can see this. Companies are going to have to figure out how back to the stuff that we love, how are they going to figure out that you are you? Especially you, Brian Leary.
Look, it'll be used for bad, 100%. It's going 100%. To be used as bad actors, right?
Right.
But I think it's going to become accepted where, and I can't think of I was trying to think of the name of the company we spoke with where they create you as the executive as the avatar, and then they have access to your GPT, which is you talking to them.
Right.
Why wouldn't it be okay for a Ryan to be in GPT form, but in avatar form and working with people?
I don't have a problem. Yeah, that's a great use, actually. If it's you and the things that you say and you believe and all that type of stuff, it's used for good. Because it's coaching. Yeah. It's kind of also
it's not
communicating.
Used for good.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those things that companies are going to have to figure out, that noise that's coming in of the applications. How do they sift through that noise? And some of that noise, it's always been fraud. There's always been fraud in that noise. All right. So, Ryan, this one is the share of men in healthcare, education, administration, and literacy. This is William Tincup, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Indeed FutureWorks. Ryan and I attended the conference last year, and we created a limited series for Indeed where we talked to their customers. Great stories around TA and how they use Indeed to the max. So check it out. It's just Indeed FutureWorks 2024. You could search for it wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks. Careers. Heal, HEAL, has declined from 31% in 1970 to 22% today. So there's a couple things here that this is on Bloomberg. So if you're a Bloomberg fan, go there and read. So STEM, you and I know STEM. We kind of grew up with it, but we definitely know what STEM stands for, right? Heal, I didn't know until I read this article what that stood for.
Health, education, administration, and literacy. Who doesn't know that?
Yeah, I didn't know it. When I read it, I had to read it like 3 or 4 times. Like, did somebody make this shit up? Am I on the Onion? Like, what's going on here? But it's 9% in 55 years. So that is dramatic when you're dealing with men and women and gender and industries of like that. So that's significant. But my big learn was, and hopefully the audience, if you don't know what heal is, now you know.
All that
and evidently men are avoiding it.
Well, I feel enlightened now. All right, here's my Gen Z story.
All right, get to it.
We need a buzzer for like the lunk alarm at Planet Fitness is fucking lazy alert. All right. I apologize up front for everyone I'm going to offend.
Never apologize.
Nearly half of Gen Z job seekers. I could see Dr. Megan Grace right now. Ryan, I want you on the podcast, and she's going to rip me a new asshole.
Yeah.
Nearly half of Gen Z job seekers believe AI has rendered their college degrees irrelevant. Irrelevant. And my language. All right, I get it. I understand all that. But whatever happened to taking accountability, staying up to date, and fucking learning? Like what? Why are we? Why is Gen Z? When did they grab? Up until what? Like 2010, 2012?
Yep.
You have had a lot of time to learn.
Plenty.
And now, if this were like not our kids, but the kids, the generation prior, whatever it is,
millennials.
Yeah. Like, okay. Maybe. Okay, you were duped, right? Like you were there.
Yeah.
And
well, half the millennials.
Whoa, what happened?
Half the millennials were before the internet.
Yeah.
So they were young before that. So they grew up kind of with the internet, and then the other half of millennials, the internet, they never knew a world without the internet.
In the end, no. What's the generation after Gen Z?
Gen Alpha. They start over alphabetically.
Yeah.
So that's how
those are the ones that can
Gen Alpha.
Right? Yeah. Like they're kind of like, hey, we started down this path, and now it's like, oh shit, now what do we do? But Gen Z, come on, man.
Yeah, it's hard because both of our kids are all Gen Z. So your daughters and my sons are all Gen Z. And
are they? No.
Well, your youngest daughter would be Alpha. And Van's right on the line.
Right. Yeah, so, I'm not good with generations.
Yeah.
They just need to stop complaining and go learn.
It's the thing is how they learn is so different than the way we learned. We learned with encyclopedias and being in a standard kind of classroom with a teacher and stuff
They have
like
the
that.
tools to learn.
They have more tools that also might be a problem. If you think of it in this way, they have so many ways to be distracted that learning could be harder for them because of the different ways to learn. Like we were forced into a paradigm. Like you and I went to a grade school and like
you're not convincing me on this
health
one.
class and like, here's the penis, here's the vagina. Don't do this, don't do this. Like they have different ways to learn. I know I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying the college degrees irrelevant. I think universities actually need to do a better job of making sure their kids or their college students are prepared. I've always thought that way.
Absolutely.
So nothing changes there, and it doesn't matter what university or any of that type of stuff. They should be more in tune with what's going on in business at that moment when they graduate kids.
That yes, I agree with.
Yeah.
But at some point, we have to stop blaming the system.
Yeah.
And blame the people for not fucking doing the work.
100%. 100%.
I'm just saying.
You can't get there. Well, I mean, that's Malcolm Gladwell. On some level, you've got to do something 10,000 times to be an expert at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. So you still got to do it. You can complain about the way it is or the way it was or the way it should be, this, that, and the other. But at one point, you got to get off your ass and do it. So this next story, Ryan, there's really no way to say it other than it will break your heart. It'll break my heart. It's one of these deals. So women are still softening their workplace communication, and it's hurting their productivity and career prospects. So this is off of worklife.news. We've quoted him a couple times. So women are spending time rereading emails and trying to figure out a way to come off kind enough is fucking lunacy to me. The fact that they're doing that is lunacy. The fact that they even feel like they need to do that is lunacy. But this is actually happening. This is actually a bit. Women more than men, way more than men, not even close, are rereading emails to make sure that, and some of that is a good thing. Like I can see some of it being, hey, you're not going to come off as an asshole. Okay, cool. Like some of that, being empathetic and all that type of stuff. But some of it, like if they have to do it with every email, that's just horrible. It's a horrible waste of time. Mm-hmm. So
my wife does this on everything, text messages and email. It's like a 6-hour process, and I'm like, just send the fucking email, man. Like, be done. It's going to a teacher, and you're just saying, hey, can we set up a tutoring session? Like,
that's a very, people that stutter gender, that's a very male response. That's exactly what most men would do. It's like, send an email.
Oh, okay. The episode that's getting me canceled. Let's move on. All right. Hyundai opens up a $14 million on-site care center in their Montgomery, Alabama facility. Dope. Yeah. Okay. So I love this. It provides access and care for all of their employees, regardless of level, regardless of position. I love that. Now, they all have health insurance, of course, and all that, and it'll run through, but there's nothing, $0 ever come out of their pocket if they use the facility. And they've also partnered with a company called Tutris. Tutris, I think I'm saying that right?
Right.
It's an online platform for childcare. So they get 25% off of childcare, up to $150 for every child under 13 as well.
I'm down with that. That is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to be torn on this stuff. Yeah. When I hear companies doing this, I used to think, all right, they're doing it because they feel like this is the way to hold people hostage to work here. We're going to give them such great benefits, and we're just going to
work harder.
Yeah. And so I was kind of torn when I'm like, my old ways crept back in, and I thought, no, this is actually a really good and solid thing. It's a hell of a recruiting tool as well.
Well, think about this for young families, right? And they have a kid. And that decision of, does one of the parents stay home because childcare is so expensive,
This episode is brought to you by Marqeta. When it comes to your payments provider, you can't afford to compromise. Marqeta's modern payment solutions flex with your business without the trade-offs. Stable and agile, secure and innovative, scalable and configurable. If they say you can't have it all, don't believe them. Your business demands more. Choose a payments provider that delivers more. Choose Marqeta. Visit marqeta.com/Spotify to learn more.
That basically it's the paycheck that they would have gotten if they would have worked. Mm-hmm. Well, now they can, I haven't seen it play out, but I can see this. Both parents can work. They can have childcare, and because it's so close, they can go have lunch with their kid.
Well, there's no childcare on site.
Oh, there's not childcare.
No, it's not on site. They just get the money off on this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I love it. I think it's fantastic. Good job on Hyundai.
Hyundai. Go Hyundai. I've never had a Hyundai.
Me neither.
Never had a Kia nor a Hyundai. I don't know what to say about that. All right, here's something to think about, Ryan. Employees struggling with alcoholism on average miss 32. That's OJ's number. Work days per year, more than double the amount missed by individuals without such conditions. So 32 work days, not. So, this is actually, I found this story on the Delaware Business Now. It's a kind of a news channel. And you do the math, that's actually more than a month of work days. Mm-hmm. So you think about your peers, somebody that was at Connexa with you side by side, that gal or guy is working more than a month, probably more like a month and a half of work days.
Yeah, 20 days is a work month, yeah.
Yeah. First thing, I'll just kind of make a joke. We'll see how that lands. But I'm assuming most of those were Mondays, right?
Probably going to land not well, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the episode where
too soon. Too soon. Yeah. Listen, if you're just either Fridays or Mondays. If I'm an alcoholic, I'm extending my weekend.
Yeah, extending the weekends. Yeah.
But then again, that brings into me rational thought, which is not necessarily conducive to addiction. So this is now my thing that will help me get canceled. I believe alcoholism is an addiction. Check. Okay. I believe addictions are disorders. And I believe all disorders fall under the mental wellness, mental health, and well-being umbrella and should be addressed by employers. So we address certain things and wellness as businesses, employers will say, whatever that is. We got these different little plans and things like that. And we take the addictions and we throw them over to, psychologists. Mm-hmm. And you have to then go look for it. And there's so much stigma and taboo attached to it that they don't get used. Those benefits don't get used. And sometimes they get cut because they weren't getting used. And the thing is how do you destigmatize addiction? Because it could be heroin, chocolate, porn, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Addiction. It'll distract and take away. Yeah.
Yeah, but some addictions, like addicted to working out, that's thought of as a positive thing. You're going to put 3 hours in the gym every day. That's an addiction.
Yeah, it's well, yeah. I guess there's good and bad or healthy addictions.
Ones that are more healthy, yes.
Yeah, but it still reflects from things.
That's right.
Right. So it can still affect other things. So
that's it.
All right.
32 days, babies.
32 days. I'm off next week, by the way. No. All right. Let's talk some acquisitions. So I know we both want to talk about this one. Intuit is going to announce the acquisition of Goko. Goko, we've seen them. We've talked with them a bunch. Yep. Hopefully we'll bring them on as a sponsor soon. That'll be amazing if you're hearing me. Anyhow, Intuit announced that, and I'm bringing it up now because they said they're going to announce the closing in Q4, their fiscal year, Q4, which begins, I believe it's May 1st. So sometime in the next month or 2 or 3, it's going to be announced.
Yeah, public because of all the compliance and SOX.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They have to announce it. And it's got to go through all of the lawyers and finance people and stuff to clear.
So this is an interesting one for me. A while back, years ago, they started to acquire a lot of shit.
MailChimp.
And yeah, MailChimp, they went into the CRM and email marketing business. They took MailChimp. They got a handful of others that worked really well. They just kind of broke them down and put them into their system.
I remember when Intuit bought QuickBooks. So going all the way back to something like that, they bought QuickBooks for small business.
Yeah. Well, and this ties them to it now with gets them in the hiring with Goko anyway, hiring, onboarding, benefits, and compliance specifically for SMB, which is right where everything else falls. It makes complete sense.
I love it for the same reasons, and I'm going to zero in on QuickBooks because in QuickBooks, we use QuickBooks as a small business. In QuickBooks, you can do get everything ready for your payroll, and then you can then kind of line it up or integrate it with ADP or another payroll company. Mm-hmm. They're now with this acquisition, they're going to be able to actually do the payroll themselves. So they'll be able. So now that's going to be really sticky with QuickBooks, and so great acquisition.
Love it.
Made a series of great acquisitions, so good for them.
Yep, good job. All right, this one is Datadog. Datadog acquired a company called Metaplane, and this was to strengthen their data monitoring to make sure basically shit doesn't break. So here's an example of kind of how this would play out. So let's say HR is using AI, to predict which employees are most likely to quit over the next 90 days, right?
Right.
So that prediction relies on data like PTO trends, manager feedback, engagement surveys, all of that
LinkedIn
stuff.
endorsements.
LinkedIn endorsements, right? You update your profile, all this stuff. But let's say like the PTO system or one of these systems stopped syncing last week. Whatever AI you're using could flag the wrong employees because it's using bad data. This is what the Metaplane catches the broken pipeline in real time because it monitors all of that and it fixes it.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it fixes it. It flags it.
It doesn't matter if it fixes it. The flagging is what's important.
But it flags it when it happens, not when you need and made a mistake already. So
great acquisition.
Yeah, good play. And we'll see where that goes.
So this acquisition, right? We normally don't have any acquisitions, or maybe one or two. This was last week was
it was a good one, yeah.
A boon for acquisitions.
Well, we normally have acquisitions. The last couple of weeks, it's just been dead.
It's been light.
Or we just didn't want to find them.
No, they weren't there. George and I talked about that last week. That it's been light. Okay, so this is a company, WorkStep, provider of frontline employee engagement. They have a platform. Acquired WorkHound, an employee feedback management platform for basically to empower frontline workers. They both worked in the same category. One was more on the engagement side and the analytics side, and the other one was more on the feedback. So similar, and they were targeting frontline workers as well. So the first thing is on Business Wire. So you go to Business Wire, learn more about it. The company. So here's my take. The company called WorkHound. The name itself is repulsive to me.
Okay, you don't like the name.
Hound. What is a hound?
I'm going to get this wrong. I was going to say a dog.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good. I got it right. Okay,
so
good.
Now we're comparing employees to dogs.
Yeah, I don't read into it that much.
Well,
you always do though.
WorkHound. You can't read any of that. That can't be read a different way. You're a work dog.
But a hound works hard and it's going.
I'm
looking at it that way. I don't look at it as
it licks its balls. So what? Comparison
that too.
To hounds again. There's no good thing because of course I'm thinking, okay, what comes next? Work slaves. I want to create the company called Work Slaves. Now
that's a little different.
Well, why is that different? Slaves have been around since we've been around, all the way back to the beginning of humanity. Slaves have been
killing me this week.
No, seriously. Slavery's built most of the modern, what we call the modern marvels, right? Machu Picchu, built by slaves. Taj Mahal, built by slaves. Great Wall of China, built by slaves. I keep going. Point is, slavery is going on right now. They just call it sex trafficking. But slavery has always been around, but it's always been negative. And that's great. Hound, there's no way to make that positive. So I hope that the company WorkStep,
they'll rebrand.
I hope they eliminate that name.
All right,
as
guys,
fast as human possible.
Rebrand before we unleash William.
Dude, it's just it kills me. It's you know, I did have another little business because it's basically because they're doing frontline and they're helping people with frontline, and frontline folks have not had great tech solutions comparatively to white collar positions, which is another name that I've always hated. I hate white collar, blue collar. Gray collar, white collar, I hate all of them. So, like, again, you're either salaried or you're hourly.
Got a lot of hate today.
No, it's just these are.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of
these are containers of yesterday, and we don't need them anymore. Again, if you're hourly, you're hourly. Do you get paid hourly? Fantastic, that's fine. Do you get paid on a salary? That's fine too. All right, what do you got?
Answer Rocket.
I like that name.
You like that name, right?
I do like that.
Answer Rocket. So they've acquired a company called Cognitive Spark, which, we're talking names. I don't love it.
Yeah.
Which is a group of experts in machine learning and data science. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what these guys do. I don't know them, but I've read. I was like, let's go read up on them. Why not? But from what I'm reading, they've got some really over the top smart people, genius level people.
Yeah.
And Answer Rocket really wanted them. So they're not buying proprietary tech. They're literally, this is talent acquisition. They're literally buying talent, and probably the work that they're doing, of course.
Yeah.
But they're buying the talent in data science and machine learning rather than going after a tech. So now Answer Rocket, they do have a consulting services. So this is going to boost this 100%. With that, obviously it's a good buy. You're bringing in strong talent.
I love that. Yeah. So I think this is the last acquisition we have, right? Our good friends at Checker have a background checks platform for anybody that doesn't know Checker, acquires TrueWork. And TrueWork is in the identity verification space. So more like an ID me type of play. I love this acquisition for Checker because it parallels my thinking about background check historically has been a thing that you needed to do, and maybe even monitoring continue to do onwards. But I think that's a spoke of a much larger wheel that is identity verification.
Right.
Because of all the things we've talked about with deepfakes and things like that. I need to know that you are you. And so, yes, I'm going to run background checks. Yes, I'm going to monitor all of that stuff. But I think that category of identification is going to swallow background checks.
Yep.
And so I see Checker buying that company, but ultimately that company is going to be
the new Checker.
It'll be the new Checker. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like Dayforce when they were acquired by Ceridian. Ceridian ran the company.
Yeah.
And then that was 10 years later.
Yeah.
But they let the Dayforce executive team run the company because it was a technology company. They had to get rid of a bunch of debt, make the service bureau, get rid of all that, clean that on stuff up. And then they became a technology company and rebranded back to Dayforce.
Yep.
I think that they might keep it as Checker because Checker can fit identity verification too. Like the name doesn't, it can extend to that, but I think it's more about verifying you. Ryan, how about some research? You ready?
Do it.
44% of Americans believe unemployment will be higher a year from now. Unemployment fears hits the worst levels since COVID as tariffs, fuel inflation outlook, exactly. So this is done by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And there's a reason they're looking at these things, right? Clearly they're trying to figure out what's going on with the employment numbers, right? If 50%, I'm going to round that up to 50%. If 50% of American workers fear that the unemployment will be higher in a year from now, what are they going to do? Right? They're going to retrench. They're not going to save. They're going to basically try to make their money extend because it might hit them. If it hasn't already hit them, it might hit them. So, when I looked at and when I read the story that was on CNBC. So when I look at that, I think of tariffs, I think of AI, I think of the stock market, whatever, and it translates into anxiety. And so whatever we can do, because I have this belief that stems from anxiety, and beliefs can manifest as reality. You've heard that phrase before, right? So it's self-fulfilling prophecy. So this is one of those things. This is why the Fed looks at these types of things. Because if they feel that way, then that can very quickly become that way because they feel that way. So, in general, we just need to calm folks down. And I don't know, I don't have an answer. I don't know what that is. I don't know if the fear is reconciling AI and making sure that, okay, AI comes in peace, or is it, the tariffs get kind of worked out and and everybody's kind of the stock market gets back to some type of normalcy, but that can't be that way in a year from now.
Yeah. See, this is why I'd be a horrible leader of the free world. Because as you're saying all this, I'm like,
shut up and get to work.
Just shut the fuck up, get to work. Honestly, this is literally how I'm thinking. Like,
yeah, fair.
Just get to work.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be fine. And live and learn and be happy. And things are gonna move.
What sport did you play in high school?
Baseball, wrestling.
Baseball and wrestling. I did soccer and football. Okay. And a little bit of track, but that was more of a one-off. You probably had coaches tell you at one point or another, walk it off.
Yeah, of course.
I remember in football catching a deep ball and 2 DBs were on me and they drove me into the ground. And I'm walking them back to the coach very slowly, by the way. I'm walking back over to the coaches and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I just, the fucking train wreck that just happened back over my body. They're like, hey, do a lap. Walk it off. Rub dirt in it. All of those phrases were normal phrases. And when like, because slide tackling in soccer, you get these raspberries on your legs. Mm-hmm. Literally, doctors, they didn't have medicine. They didn't have Neosporin or any of that type of stuff.
Deal with it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, that's how we grew up. That's of course that we can't.
Yeah. Don't give me this. We have to coddle the next generation so they can go to work.
I don't think it's coddling. I'm just worried about that anxiety manifesting into a reality for them and us. That's all. On to you.
I'll put on to the next story.
As you
give
should.
Me a fucking headache with this.
As you should. Why do it? It's not my fault.
So Microsoft did this little survey with 31,000 full-time employees.
Okay.
Or self-employed knowledge workers across 31 countries. And they did that between February 6th and March 24th.
So large survey, big data set.
Yeah. Yep. Frequent. So this is their annual work trend index. And this one was on how AI is transforming the workplace. And they're coining the term frontier firm. So first, let me go through frontier firm. This is firms, companies that don't just use AI to assist humans. They're actually using AI to redesign workflows and all around AI agents in the actual business. So they treat AI as a core teammate, not a side tool. It's not my side tool, right? It's my core teammate.
Everybody's got a side tool. Everybody's got a side tool. No joke.
Their employees act more like agent bosses.
Wow.
So they're labeling these companies frontier.
To other to other AI or to humans?
Other AI, yeah. Yeah, they're agent bosses. But okay, so here's the survey. This is what their trends that they're seeing. 275 interruptions a day. The average worker gets interrupted every 2 minutes.
Wow.
That's insane. That's crazy. I'm like,
that's inefficient.
Yeah. And I would love to know to break down work at home versus office.
And some of that's self-inflicted, yeah?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I don't think work at home is any different. I think work at home would be higher.
Yeah.
All right. 1 in 3 leaders may cut jobs for AI. 33% of execs said they're considering layoffs tied to AI adoption.
Yep.
Okay. That's not a lot. I don't think that's crazy. 82% are adding AI coworkers.
Yeah.
So most companies, 82%, plan to bring AI agents and coworkers into their core employee base within the next 12 to 18 months.
Adoption for me, it's all about adoption. If you're thinking, and as an executive, if you're thinking about not just what could AI do, it's more how can we leverage it and use it, I'm down.
Yeah, and I think these are the companies that are actually adopting. Like they're forward-thinking frontier, right? Companies that are actually adopting. This is a company I would go back into an office and work at. Over whatever Aetna or some shit like that, where I know I'm going to be sitting there.
If they're still contemplating AI, I don't have time for that. I think you're much the same way. Who is the CEO? Was it Shopify that said you have to prove that AI can't do this or something to that effect? Before you can make a hire. Again, that's, first of all, let's see that in practice. But it's a good thought. Because it gets people to then think. 81% of American workers fear job loss in 2025, John. So we're continuing the theme of people fearing jobs being lost. Now, this one's job loss is different than people thinking unemployment's going up. With the Fed, than the last story, these are people with just their opinions of like, unemployment's going to be worse next year. Okay, fine. This is different from that. This is they fear they're going to lose their job this year. And that's, 20% feeling much more worried about unemployment than they did in 2024. So two different stats. The 81% think they're going to lose their job in the next, 6-7 months, whatever it is. And then 20%, they worry more about losing their job now than they did just last year. Right. This is a report from Challenger Gray and Christmas. So you can look at it. I looked at it on Newsweek, so you can look at it on Newsweek. 81% is a massive number. Yeah. Right. And if 81% of employees think they're going to be fired, again, we've already covered the just do your job. But again, if they go home and lay their pillow or lay their head on their pillow and they're thinking they're going to lose their job, that has to impact their performance. It just has to.
You're very understanding today.
I like to be formless. I like to be formless, right? It's one of my key traits. Is
I guess
you can't guess. I'm going to take a position this way. Next week I'll take the opposite position.
Yeah, my daughters would fit much better in your household right now because when they come to me and she's, I'm tired. I get 17 working 3 jobs, right? A couple days a week and crushing it, by the way.
Yeah.
Love it. Love everything about that. And she's motivated to do that. But I'm like, get up and go. Yeah. Like you've committed. Just get up and go. I know, but totally proud of her.
Do you still wake up your kids or do they wake up themselves?
No, they get up on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're up on their own. They're in. I don't even see. I'm lucky if I definitely see one in the morning. Right. The other one, bus is here at 7:30. At 7:29, she's running down the stairs. The other one's usually out before I'm up. Yeah. So we get one. That's it. But,
Wow. That's fantastic.
All right. We got some funding to talk about.
We do. Healthy, that is health with 2 E's after it, an AI-powered platform for health benefits experience. It's the first time I've actually seen this phrase, raised $50 million. And so we got to get it on PR Newswire, so you go there. But health benefits experience, the combination of those words, we see benefits a lot. And, health benefits, but I've never seen someone actually talk about the experience of going through and selecting benefits, using benefits, and people thinking about experience, like user experience. So this is a quote from the CEO. We're building the benefits platform the market has been waiting for, something that's intuitive, comprehensive, and built for real people. Guy Benjamin's the CEO and founder. And so for me, first of all, 50 million. Oversubscribed, fantastic, all that's great. But I love the fact that they're not just trying to figure out how to add another benefit. They're thinking about the employees' of experience with that benefit, which is different. it's a different mindset. So I love, first of all, congratulations on the money, but also congratulations on the mindset of thinking about how the human's going to consume those things. So,
all right. People Force is in pre-series A, raises 5.38 million. So People Force is a lightweight HCM platform.
Okay.
So it's built for SMBs, but really emerging markets. So this is their focus on. So this gets them growth and push into Eastern Europe, LATAM, and APAC, where mid-market HR tech really it's still fragmented at that.
Extremely fragmented.
Yeah.
So is this like a bamboo HR, light bamboo HR, but
this is
for
light? Yeah. This is light. So this is where like an SMB outgrows spreadsheets,
right?
But they can't justify an SAP or something. Obviously, right? Like we're out of the spreadsheet phase.
It's getting them off of Microsoft or Google products.
Move them into something a little more grown up.
That's actual software. Love it. Salsa. All right, Ryan, let me tell you a little bit about this company called Salsa, an embedded payroll infrastructure platform provider, raised $20 million. So that's on payments, PYMNTS.com. They kind of follow this space, especially the payroll space. So embedded payroll, I've heard it before, but I really didn't think about it. I didn't really drill down to like learn what it is. But embedded payroll has additional capabilities, different from regular payroll, companies. They've added onboarding, tax filings, tracking commissions, tips, overtime, employees who live in multiple locations, blah blah blah. So it's payroll plus, if you will. And I love the name. So I'm super excited to see kind of what they do next. But
you're not going to beat them up on the name?
I love salsa. First of all, I'm in Texas. You can't live in Texas and not like salsa.
Yeah.
It's un-American.
All right, good. We got a good day today.
Queso.
All right.
Hell yeah.
I'm not sure how to say this one. Is it People 9, People IX? Like, we'll just, go with it.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. We'll just go with it. Anyway, they raised 2.3 million euros, right?
That is correct.
Pre-seed funding. So these guys are carving out a niche between like those old school rigid HR dashboards, right? Like just click, here you go.
Red, yellow, green. Yep,
yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
And then the big guys like Visier. I almost called it Visor. Holy crap. What the hell is that? Visier. Right. So this is ideal for like organizations that are like stuck between spreadsheet and like the big dudes, right? Like they need something. So similar to the previous one.
Right.
So this plays well mid-market CHROs who want to get into strategy level data that have never had opportunity because they've been stuck on Google Sheets and building dashboards and running formulas and all that crap. So this gets them out of that. And People 9, People IX, well, we'll go.
I love it. I love it. Again, getting people off of Word and Google, or excuse me, Microsoft and Google, and whatever that is, and helping them get to some type of sophisticated software that's actually built for what they're doing. I love it.
There we go.
I love it. I love it. Again, getting people off of Word and Google, or excuse me, Microsoft and Google, and whatever that is, and helping them get to some type of sophisticated software that's actually built for what they're doing. Dude, I'll bet on that all day long, every day. All right. Ascertain. That was actually really relatively easy to say. Empowers care teams with AI. Raised $10 million. This was on PR Newswire, so you can read that. So this one, we're going to see more of these. You know this, and I know this, but for the audience, let's clear it up. The AI evaluates and makes recommendation on who does what, and then the AI does the rest of the things. So the AI acts as, it doesn't matter, it's work distribution. And so they look at the work and they basically say, Tommy, you got this, Jenny, you got that, Billy, you got this, I got these things. So it's really fascinating, but we're going to see this. This is just doing it for care teams. So we're going to see this being done for manufacturing teams and all the for all teams. It's where's that inefficiency, those interruptions and stuff like that. Yeah. Where's that inefficiency, and who needs to be doing what based on their skills. So it's actually they've called themselves a health tech or a healthcare tech, and so we'll see some more. We have to kind of look outside of
the heel tech.
It could be a heel tech. But they don't consider themselves work tech as we would. They are absolutely work tech. Hello Sky. I'm ambivalent on the name. I'll leave it there. Announces 5.5 million oversubscribed C round, crosses over $1 million in ARR. Expands executive teams. Okay. So Hello Sky. You can go and take a look at that. It's on PR Newswire. It's also on their website. And so what they do is they consolidate human capital, it's talent, investor data into a single AI platform for executive search firms. So finally, you're starting to see some talent, some tech that's being developed for that part of the market. There's a couple players that are in that part of the market, and they're doing different things. So it's not a lot of competition there like there is in the corporate market. But they're going after that space. And again, it's delegating. The AI is delegating. I want to make sure that people in the audience understand that it's not a human that's using AI. It's AI is actually evaluating the work that needs to be done and making the recommendation.
AI is using the human.
AI is using the human. That's all I got.
Well, there we go. And that's all we got for today. We're good. We're going to bed. We're going out for the weekend.
We'll be able to talk about ERE and Chatterworks.
Yeah, when we get back, maybe we'll do a different show, and we'll talk about our breakdown and
that's
do
cool.
some stuff what we picked up from there. So maybe we just record it during the week and go live there.
Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Either way, people are going to be waiting
on
the edge of their seats